Question number 16. So question number 16 wants us to interpret key features of a linear function. Alright? So things that we need to try to evaluate or try to understand is y-intercept, slope, and x-intercept. Alright? So we know that y-intercept is where you start or your initial value or where you cross your y-axis. Alright? So both of these lines right here both have a y-intercept. This will be the y-intercept for this line, and this will be the y-intercept for this line. Alright? Both of these also have a slope or a rate of change. Alright? Because you realize both of them are doing some type of increasing and then some type of running, some type of rise, some type of run. Alright? We also need to have an idea what an x-intercept is. An x-intercept is where you intercept this x-axis. Alright, so this horizontal axis. Alright. However, if we look at our graph, there is no visible x-intercept. We could find an x-intercept, but there is no visible x-intercept for either one of these functions. Alright. So the question says, write the equation, right, the y-intercept, and interpret what that y-intercept is. So whenever you're trying to write this equation, you need to make sure that your equation is in the form y equal mx plus b. Alright? Where y represents your total, m represents your slope, and b is your y-intercept. Alright? In this case, they're telling us that they don't want y, but they want c. Alright, so in this case, they're replacing y with c. So I'm going to write c is equal instead. Alright, and then they're also replacing the x with a t. So again, here they're also replacing the x with a t. Okay, so I'm going to replace that x that I see right here with a t. Okay, so equals some slope t, some y-intercept. Alright, just so that we're accurate with what this question is asking me to do. Okay? So again, guys, we already identified the y-intercept of this. So the y-intercept is where I started. Okay? So I started right here at 100. Okay? So at no months, alright, I will at least have to pay a starting cost of $100. Alright, so again, guys, that's the y-intercept. So I'll put positive 100 as my y-intercept because it's at the positive side. Alright, so now I'm going to apply my slope. Okay, so to find my slope, I need to go from one solid point to another solid point. Alright, so right here is a solid point. Right here is a solid point, right here, right here, right here, right here, and all of these right here are solid points because you realize they're not in between a line, they're exactly on a point. Okay, so to get from there to there, I would need to go up. So again, I'm using that rise over run, and you know that rise tells you up or down, run tells you left or right. So in this case, I'm going up. But I'm not only going up by 1 because these are going in intervals of 50. So I actually went up by 50. So that's a positive 50 because I went up. Okay. Then I went to the right once. Okay. So because these are going in intervals of 1s, this will just be a 1. Okay. And 50 divided by 1 is just positive 50. Okay. And if we continued, right, up 50, right once, up 50, right once, up 50 from 250, we're at 300, right once, up 50, right once, alright, up 50, right once, okay? So, let's go ahead and try to evaluate what the y-intercept is, alright? So, in this case, guys, what's your y-intercept? So, in this case, your y-intercept is 100, alright? So, that's what your y-intercept is, alright? So you need to remember the key words related to y-intercept, alright? So the key words that relates to y-intercept, I'm going to list up here in the left corner, alright? So y-intercept keywords are initial, Start. Give me some. Yep. Begin. Good job, guys. Flat. Good job. Original. Yep. Base. Yep. Alright. And any of those type of synonym that means that you're starting something or you're beginning something. Alright. So in this case, this will be the initial or the starting fee that I would pay for my membership. Alright. So again, guys, in this case, this would be the initial or starting fee. So this would be the initial or starting fee for membership. Okay, so that's what this would mean. Okay, this 100. Okay, so let's try the next one. So the next one says, again, write equation, and then in this case, we're looking for the slope and interpret what it means. Okay, so again, we need to, whenever we're writing the equation of a line, it needs to be in the form y equal, yep, mx plus b, all right? And we know that y is that total, m is the slope, and b is your y-intercept, okay? So in this case, they said that they don't want y, they're replacing y with w, right? So we're going to actually have w is equal to, all right? And in this case, they replace the x with t. So instead of writing something x, I would write something t, and then some y-intercept, all right? So we already know that the y-intercept is where we intercept this y-axis, okay? So the y-intercept is that positive 6, okay? So I'll write positive 6 on my y-axis, y-intercept line, okay? So now I'm going to go from a solid point to a solid point. So this is a solid point, this is a solid point, this is a solid point, this is a solid point. So I would need to go up once, because again, these are going in intervals of ones, okay? So I go up once, right once, okay? So that means when I'm using my rise over run, okay, going up once, that would be a positive 1. Right once would be another positive 1. 1 divided by 1 is just 1. So your slope is just a 1, okay? And it makes sense that it's positive because you're going up. If you saw a line that was going down, that would be a negative slope, okay? So in this case, we're trying to figure out what the slope means, all right? So in this case, my slope is what? What's my slope? My slope is 1, all right? But what does that slope mean to me? Well, because we're talking about the number of months since birth, and we're looking at the weight the baby gains, or the baby's weight in pounds, this is telling me that every month that baby is gaining at least 1 pound, all right? So again, their weight, or the baby's weight, is changing by 1 pound as the months prolong, okay? So again, this would be the baby's weight change per month. All right. So, or 1 month per, or 1 pound per month. Okay. So 1 pound per month. Okay. So that's what this slope would mean. All right. So here are some keywords that represent slope. So here are some keywords. Right, so that you can look for some of these keywords. So some of those keywords are per, each, every, rate, per, each, every, rate, change. What else could be a keyword for slope? We already used rate, we already used change, per, each, every. So those are some of the main keywords, guys, all right? As long as you look for some of those main keywords and try to understand what the question is telling you, you should be fine.